For years, Hasan Piker has been one of Twitch's biggest political streamers and created his fan base by giving his unfiltered opinions. But over the years, these opinions led to controversy after controversy, from explosive accusations involving a minor, to the China livestream stunt, to abusing his dog with a shock collar.
Please just fucking go, just stop. You're being such a baby.
And even making racist jokes comments for fun.
Shit dick, dumb motherfuckers calls me little bro. I'm gonna whip you like a fucking towel. Do you understand?
But these aren't even the biggest controversies Hasan found himself in, because the recent accusation of sleeping with a 15-year-old did even more damage to his career. This came to light after Hasan dragged Destiny forever being associated with Nick Fuentes, basically saying Destiny helped boost Fuentes' career.
Simultaneously, openly delivered them a fat platform and also additional media connections, and even promoted Nick Fuentes and even talked about how Nick Fuentes owed them so much.
Now, he didn't mention anyone's name, but everyone knew who he was referring to. So in response to this, Destiny made a bombshell accusation, claiming that Hasan had sex with a 15-year-old at the Artemis brothel in Berlin. If Hasan is going to reach this to say that I kick-started Fuentes' career, then I'm responsible for his career 10x over. Also, Hasan fucked a 15-year-old when he was visiting that brothel in Berlin. That's why he doesn't like to talk about it as much now. Immediately after this tweet was uploaded, the internet exploded with reactions. If he did, then he's 100% a pedophile. Honestly, I'm not that surprised. Bro literally just sexually harassed QT when he lifted his leg in the air, thrusted his hips, and said, "Look at my dick." Dude is a goddamn sexual predator and now a known child sex offender. Disgusting MFer. That's quite the allegation. While there wasn't any real proof at this point, things still got worse for Hasan when Destiny tweeted again about the same issue, saying that Hasan was making things up, and if Hasan was truly innocent, he is free to sue him. Even though Destiny didn't show any proof, the fact that Hasan didn't respond made a lot of people believe Destiny. And the timing couldn't be any worse, because just a few days before this blew up, Hasan was already going through another huge mess. Because during a stream of his trip to Tiananmen Square with another streamer, Will Neff, Hasan pulled up an AI-generated image that showed his face over Mao Zedong's portrait. A few months later, Chinese police approached him and the officers demanded to see their phone, check the screen, and instructed them not to record. Immediately, the stream switched to an intermission.
Roger, you seen this?
Oh yeah.
Look. Yeah.
Hasan tried to explain what had happened, saying he's dealt with far harsher treatment from police in the US and Europe.
And so as far as like cops that I've dealt with all around the world, European cops in France, American cops, just European cops in other European countries, and even Japanese cops as well, I will say that it's not even remotely up there. The further west you go, the worse cops get, the more aggressive they get.
But this explanation didn't stop people from going off online. For someone who loves the CCP, he's an absolute gigantic buffoon to have a meme of Mao on there. Holy fuck, LMAO. He's lucky he didn't have a meme of Xi on his phone. That would have been a wrap. Imagine if an American cop did this to him, what his reaction would be, LMFAO. People started to question Hasan's judgment again, and it wasn't helping that he was already being watched after the shock collar lie. After a stream in October 2025, when his dog, Kaya, suddenly yelped on camera.
Violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Viewers immediately flooded X with proof that it indeed was a shock collar. If that wasn't a shock collar, then why the hell didn't he go check on his dog after she yelped? Anytime I've ever heard my dog cry out, I immediately go see what's wrong. It's pretty clear this guy did something to cause her pain. Fuck this guy. It is in fact a shock collar for any doubters. What made this drama even bigger was when another streamer known as Tectone came with an old clip where Hasan was already being told he put the collar too tight, which he also quickly brushed off.
I think her collar's too tight.
Well, it's
you have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get one. I think you're choking her.
Tectone went even further and posted an old stream where Hasan spoke about owning a shock collar.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one.
But Hasan denied ever shocking his dog and explained that the collar Kaya was wearing wasn't an electric shock collar, but that it was a vibration collar with an Apple AirTag attached to it. And the sharp cry happened because Kaya got the collar caught on furniture, not because she was shocked.
The vibration collar that's in contention now, like everyone's like, this is not, you know, he definitely shocked her. Like on that day, she just had like a regular collar. She has a bunch of different collars.
Even PETA reacted, calling shock collars cruel, which made the whole thing blow up even more. But this wasn't the first time people were scared by Hasan's behavior. Because during a stream in July, Hasan threatened one of his viewers with a gun. He reacted to a chat message that threatened both him and New York Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani. In response, Hasan pulled up the guy's YouTube channel and mocked him while holding a gun. His viewers were shocked, and the clip blew up fast.
The fuck are you gonna do? Go on a fishing expedition? Try to fucking put malware on my phone? Is that what you're gonna do?
Disclaimer, I literally know nothing about guns. I just feel like this looks wrong. Look at it. I can tell it's an airsoft Glock. I can tell by the tip of the magazine, the weird protrusion where the BBs go, which doesn't make it okay, but makes it all the more embarrassing that he's waving a toy around in an attempt to seem intimidating. Even fellow streamer Asmongold jumped in, doubting if Twitch would take action on Hasan for violent behavior in his stream.
Because in my opinion, this is what I'm assuming that legal mindset says, I haven't seen it yet, is that by allowing him to do this, it creates a universe where effectively Twitch has a pattern of behavior of allowing violent behavior like this to happen, right? I mean, I think that that's kind of what the assumption is going to be, right?
Hasan later said the gun was clearly fake, but that wasn't the point for most people. It was about how Hasan tries to intimidate people with a smaller audience and how he keeps doing stuff on stream that are out of line. Because he already got himself a Twitch ban earlier this year in May 2025, he spoke out on the incident, including 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez, who fatally shot 2 Israeli embassy staffers near a Jewish museum earlier in the week. When he was arrested, Rodriguez reportedly shouted, "Free Palestine." Hasan decided to pull up parts of the suspected gunman's manifesto during his stream. His goal, he said, was to debunk the false rumors that were spreading online.
Toll at 100,000 or more. More have been murdered since March of this year than in the Protective Edge and Kasled put together. These are 2 previous sieges that Israel implemented on Gaza in the past. What more at this point can one say about the proportion of mangled and burned and exploded human beings whom were children? We who let this happen will never deserve the Palestinians' forgiveness. They've let us know as much. An armed action is not necessarily a military action. It usually is not. Usually it is theater and a spectacle.
But Twitch didn't see it that way and suspended him for 24 hours for what they called improper handling of terrorist propaganda. Hasan pushed back immediately. He said that journalists, analysts, and commentators often reference extremist material to provide context, and that his intention was to stop misinformation, not spread it. His post read, "I covered the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Twitch dictates a suspension for even critical examination of the manifesto. I believe this is a bad policy for news and press freedom. I'll take the suspension, but hope Twitch changes this policy in the future." And on top of that, news outlets mentioned he'd recently been held by US border agents, something that made him believe even more that his politics were putting a target on his back. Hasan later added more depth to this by saying that the agents questioned him about Donald Trump, Israel, Hamas, and the Houthis rebels, claiming they targeted him for his political views, and they detained him for over 2 hours.
The reason for why they're doing that is, I think, to try to create an environment of fear, to try to get people like myself, or at least like others that would be in my shoes that don't have that same level of security, to shut up.
But things took a dark turn when Dan Saltman came out and proved that Hasan was lying about the whole thing. In his tweet, Saltman said, "Hasan has completely fabricated his entire experience with the Customs and Border Patrol. Not a single part of it is likely true. Big concern that the mainstream press does zero fact-checking on any of this whatsoever. Sad." He even shared an official report to back it up, showing that Hasan wasn't detained for 2 hours like he said, but only for about 10 minutes. His post went viral, and the people weren't even surprised anymore. Because just 2 months before this happened, Hasan had said something even worse during his stream.
And Medicaid just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida Rick Scott.
He crossed the line again, and the viewers weren't having it. Good Lord, this cannot be allowed. A lot of weirdos listen to him. This is sick. We now have leftists in the United States advocating for and directing people to kill the elected officials. And it's always Democrats wanting Republicans to be killed. This guy is blatantly implanting an idea in mentally unhinged people. Now, after the backlash blew up, Hasan tried to explain himself. He said he was talking about Rick Scott's old company, which once paid a huge $1.7 billion fine for Medicare fraud, and that Republicans always gloss over that part. But his explanation didn't do much because Twitch still suspended him for using violent language. But instead of saying sorry, Hasan posted a sarcastic apology on X. "I'm sorry, I'll choose my words carefully next time and say, if Mike Johnson cares about Medicare fraud, since he wants to cut $800 million from Medicaid Medicare, he'd call for max punishment for current Florida GOP Senator, former Governor Rick Scott, who has done the most Medicare fraud in U.S. history." Again, this showed that Hasan wouldn't take responsibility for his actions, and the viewers could see it too. Hasan and taking accountability, mission level impossible. Choose your words carefully? You called for the murder of a congressman. At Twitch, are you really gonna let this guy back on your platform? He called for the murder of a United States congressman. Not good look. While this all already seemed pretty bad, this is only what happened in 2025. And he has had way bigger scandals before, because one of Hasan's biggest controversies came in late 2024 when he discussed the Gaza war on his stream. He criticized Israel's military actions and openly supported Palestinian rights.
You think these people are just like, oh, we were violent because we want to be violent? You think that's where violence culminates from? Or do you think it's because you have entrapped them, you have bullied them, you have subjugated them, you have humiliated these fucking people? 2 million people live inside of Gaza. They're not even fucking people in the eyes of Israelis. 2 million. The average age is 18 years old. 57% unemployment. They can't even get fucking concrete inside of Gaza so they can build fucking water salination plants because 97% of their water is toxic. They're dying of mass starvation. You cannot push.
This statement wasn't taken lightly, and Hasan ended up getting nominated for Anti-Semite of the Year by the advocacy group Stop Anti-Semitism, mainly in response to comments he made about Hezbollah and the Houthis, which he described as no issue. But controversy escalated even further when the U.S. Representative Richie Torres sent a formal letter to Twitch, accusing Hasan of spreading anti-Semitic and anti-American rhetoric. The letter concluded that he had called Orthodox Jews inbred, praised groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis, and instructed his audience to kill capitalists. Hasan responded publicly to NBC News, insisting that the clips circulating online had been taken out of context. He clarified that his comments were aimed at the Israeli government's actions, not Jewish people, and noted that he had been doxxed and even swatted because of his political views. Even Twitch got pressured because the company's CEO told Congress there's no place for anti-Semitism on the platform. But after reviewing the situation, some people were upset because Twitch didn't want to ban Hasan. Twitch framed their decision around context and content moderation standards, saying that political speech, even if controversial, should not be automatically censored. The news spread fast, and by December 2024, major advertisers including JP Morgan, AT&T, and Dunkin' pulled their ads from Twitch. Hasan defended himself again, telling Bloomberg that he is committed to fighting anti-Semitism, clarifying that his streams target governments, not religious or ethnic groups. This whole situation showed a pattern that keeps coming up in Hasan's career. By the end of 2024, the Gaza war controversy had become one of the defining chapters in Hasan's career. But this wasn't the only statement of this year that almost led to his end, because during a casual moment on stream, Hasan tried to explain the emotional toll of constantly being live in front of tens of thousands of viewers, but the way he phrased it instantly blew up.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Twitter was filled with comments calling him delusional, privileged, and disconnected from reality. Hasan did not get bullied enough. Never worked hard in his life. I'm a full-time YouTuber, but I had shitty jobs before doing this. I'll take the draining nature of streaming over washing dishes or even sales any day. He then explained that he was comparing streaming to his previous sales job, not to all jobs in general, and that the mental strain of always being on, always performing, can feel exhausting in ways most people don't see. But the people were still mad, because it wasn't the first time Hasan made comments like this. Because back in August 2021, people were shocked when they heard him talk about his new house of nearly $3 million.
It's a single family home in West Hollywood. And if you think it's a fucking mega mansion because of its price, you would be deluded.
The story exploded online, with people calling him a hypocrite and out of touch with reality. Hasan, thinking the normal American even has a house, is the funny part. No such thing as a normal house in 2025 if he wants to go down that route. Normal-sized home? It's $3 million. Bro really doesn't live in reality. This is the reality for most champagne socialists. Grew up rich and live rich and have zero concept of real life for normal people. People started to see how ungrateful he was, and he lost a big part of his audience again. But Hasan hasn't always been like this, because before all the controversies, Hasan was just a commentator trying to make a name for himself. He said the things others didn't dare to mention, and in those early days, that raw, unfiltered style was exactly what made people pay attention.
Layoffs happening everywhere. There's so much instability. And then we have the fucking Gestapo blackbagging people in the middle of the street with their faces covered. Nobody knows if they're fucking cops even. Maybe some of them are white supremacists that are deputized by ICE. And we just have to sit around.
But it's also what sparked one of the first major scandals of his career. Because back in August 2019, Hasan made a weird comment during a live stream where he was reacting to a Joe Rogan interview.
This guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the f***? What the f*** is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave f***ing soldier, f***ed his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his f***ing dumbass eye? Because he got his f***ing eye hole f***ed? America deserved 9/11, dude.
He also mocked Crenshaw's war-injured eye, something that also instantly made headlines. Twitch suspended him for a week, and the clip blew up everywhere, making it one of the biggest streamer controversies of the year. Days later, Hasan explained himself on The Young Turks. He said he should have used better wording and clarified that what he meant was that decades of US foreign policy decisions helped create the conditions that led to the 9/11 attacks, not that innocent Americans deserved to die. But the damage was already done. The comment section was filled with people calling for his end, even though that was still only the beginning of his career. There is literally no reason for @Twitch, @Amazon to allow Hasan to keep streaming, except that @DJClancy999 is Hasan's close personal friend and protects him from unbiased moderation. Hasan is a major liability to Amazon shareholders. @DepthOfWar should investigate contracts. Deplatform, demonetize, deport. After all the controversies he's been through, you'd expect him to learn from his mistakes. But it seems like he never does. Because even though he's still streaming today, most of his audience lost trust in him. But Hasan isn't the only streamer that found himself in so many controversies. Because who also never learns from his mistakes is Mizkif. If you want to find out more about the assaults he was accused of, make sure to check out this video. Thanks for watching.